You know that feeling, right? You're completely lost in a movie, totally in the zone, and then, bam, you get hit with some totally random, out-of-place ad. It just shatters the whole experience. Well, that exact frustration is what we're talking about today. We're going to dive into a pretty radical new idea for fixing advertising, and get this, it didn't come from some big corporate meeting. It started with one person's deep personal annoyance. And it all boils down to this, right here. It's not some complicated business theory. It's just a basic human thing. We hate being interrupted. That simple, powerful feeling, that's the spark that could completely change how we think about ads. So, how did we get here? Well, this idea didn't just pop up overnight. It's the result of a long, personal journey. A journey that started with curiosity and honestly ended with a whole lot of annoyance. I want you to picture this. It's 1982, you've just arrived in America, and you're seeing TV ads for the very first time. I mean, they must have seemed so fresh, so exciting, kind of like a little window into the culture. But you know how it goes. That novelty, it doesn't last. Pretty soon, you realize it's all just the same stuff over and over again, just repetitive noise. And that's where the frustration sets in, leading to this one simple thought. We can do better than this. We have to. And look, this isn't just about one person's pet peeve. This feeling of frustration actually points to a much bigger systemic problem, a flaw that has real costs for all of us, both in our wallets and in our culture. Think about the ripple effect here. When an ad yanks you out of what you're doing, it's not just annoying, it's super inefficient. Companies are literally throwing away money on ads that we've all been trained to just ignore. We tune them out without even thinking. So who pays for all that wasted cash? Yep, we do. It gets baked into the price of everything. It's a broken system no matter how you look at it. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the problem, but just complaining doesn't fix anything, right? So now let's get to the good part, the solution, the big idea for a better way forward. And it all centers on this one term, semantic proximity. Now I know, it sounds a little academic, maybe a bit complicated, but the idea behind it is actually incredibly simple and honestly pretty powerful. What if an ad wasn't an interruption at all? What if it was actually an extension of the movie you're watching? Imagine an ad that feels like a natural part of the story, something that actually adds to the experience instead of taking you out of it. And this is the really cool part. It's not just about making things better for us, the viewers. The whole point is to create a system that's a win-win. It's designed to help out the creators who make the stuff we love and the companies who pay for it. It's about getting everyone on the same page. Because think about it, this solves two huge problems. For the people making the movies and shows, they get to make money without making their audience mad. And for the advertisers, they're no longer just throwing money at the wall hoping something sticks. They're actually reaching people who are interested. It's a huge shift from tracking us all over the internet to instead just understanding the content we're watching. That's a game changer. Okay, an idea is great, but talk is cheap, right? You have to prove it actually works. And this is where things get really interesting. We're talking about a plan to take this whole theory and test it in the real world. So this isn't just some hypothetical thing. It's basically a living laboratory. First, a whole 7-part book series is being created to be the content. Then ads are going to be made specifically to match up with what's in the books. And then, and this is super cool, both students and AI are going to be used to measure how well the ads actually relate to the content. The big question they're trying to answer is, what's that perfect mix of AI automation and human touch? All of this really brings us back to the big picture, the core belief that's driving this whole thing. It's a really passionate and, optimistic vision for what advertising could be. And this quote really nails it. This whole idea isn't some anti-advertising crusade. It's the total opposite. It's about recognizing that, hey, ads are a part of how our world works. The goal isn't to kill them off. The goal is to make them better, to transform them into something that actually enhances our lives instead of just disrupting them. Which leaves us with one final big question. I mean, look around. In the 21st century, with all the technology and creativity we have at our fingertips, the challenge isn't really if we can do better. It's whether we have the will to actually demand it.